Okay guys, so I know what you're here for. What happened to Chad? But before I tell you that, let me tell you what happened to Kobe. What is good, Great Gang? We're here today. First, what we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to be shooting the bow a little bit. Then we're going to be fixing some farming problems. And then after that, obviously, I'm going to go tell you guys about the title and what exactly that means. And the story. But, you know, you get the point. Right now, we are going to shoot the bow some, do a little bit of fun stuff. Let me put this thingy on it right now so I can hook you out to a tripod. So I don't have to hold the camera all the time. But yeah, we're out here. I've got a target right out there. We're going to be shooting at something, trying to dial in my bow. Right now, for some reason, my bow is not dialed in. Like, I can hit pretty good groups, but I can't hit groups exactly where I'm wanting. So basically, I just got to dial it in a little bit, get it sighted in perfect. I don't know, guys. I want to be able to hit a pop can at like 50 yards. Let me show you the equipment. First things first, we have the Bushnell range finder or fish finder. I don't know what it is. Then we got 5 arrows. Then we got 2 true ball releases. I don't know which one I want to use, and that's what I'm testing today. This one's kind of more steel construction, as you can see, a little bit heavier duty. But this one's really lightweight. It's kind of like on a string, but honestly, I kind of like it. Then, of course, I've got little wrenches and things right here to adjust the bow, and then the bow itself, it's a Hoyt Pro Define. Let's go, guys. First, let's range the target. Then I'm going to put my best 4 on the target, and then we will obviously we'll go from there, I think, or at least we're going to try to. All right, range it real quick. It is 31 yards. That's awesome. We'll come to my side. We'll turn it to 31 yards. Here's the thing, though, guys. If I turn it to 31 yards, it's not going to hit the dead center. It's either going to be, I think it's probably going to be low, and that's what we're here to adjust. All right, if I stand right here, can y'all see me? Decent? Okay. No? Okay, cool. If I stand right here, can you see me and the target? Not really. I'm standing right here. Can you see my form and the target? Not really? Okay, well, let's try again. Y'all can't see me this time. I don't know what your problem is. All right, that's good. I'm gonna start off with the full metal release. We're going for perfect shots only. We ain't got no time for no sloppy things. We'll put our best 3 on. That way I don't get tired too fast. In Kentucky, we call them arrows instead of arrows, because we don't know how to talk right. That wasn't the best shot. It didn't feel good. Let's go check those out. They might be decent. They might not be decent. Yeah, that's not good enough. Try again. I'm gonna try the other release and see if it helps me feel better. I'm also gonna use the excuse that something was in my eye. There wasn't nothing in my eye, but I'm gonna say there was. We're putting on the Captain America release. Like, seriously, guys, it's the same color as Captain America. And they did that on purpose. They need to be more consistent. That is not going to hold its own against the wolf. Maybe I should blame it on the arrows. I don't know. I'm going to blame it on the moon phases. There we go. Okay, this is pretty good groupings. This is what we're looking for. I don't know. They're pretty well all on target. Pretty close. I don't know, guys. Maybe my bow is dialed in. I just didn't know it. I was aiming right there, but I think that's close enough. All right, now let's go do some farm repairs because goodness, would you believe it, we had a windstorm last week. I don't think I've ever went over this with you guys, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it's like having goats, just in case you don't know. So with my goats, I have them a pretty big field area fenced in. Then they also have quite a lot of trees and forest type stuff to go to. That's honestly their favorite. I don't know why, you can ask Chip, but she really likes forest a lot better than the fields. But as for basic maintenance, I usually don't feed them every day because, well, they have all this land that they can go get their own food. I never really water them because they have a giant swimming pool to drink out of that gets fresh water every time it rains. As for shelter, they live in that big green thing over there. It's pretty big, and I never really do anything to it. But out of everything with a goat, the most common thing you gotta do is literally just fix the fence. This one happens to be an electric fence, so it was a whole lot easier and cheaper to set up. However, it does require a little bit more maintenance. Every now and again, maybe a deer will walk into the fence or a tree branch will fall on it and they'll snap things like this. See right there, this part right here is actually broke off. So we're gonna be, we're not gonna replace that one. That one's holding up pretty good. But we are gonna replace this one. Ain't that right, all the goats and Steve? So let me set y'all up right here and we'll go ahead and get started doing that. Also, I'm using a different camera today than I usually use because, I don't know, my other camera decided just to stop working. First things first, you better turn off the electric, but I've already did that, so we're good. There's that. We'll get a brand new one. Now we come in, tighten all this up, twist this around once. And now that one is good to go. Move on down, there's another one right down there. There's another one down there. There's another one way down there. Another one right back in there. Then there's the entire forest section, which I have actually not looked at in a very long time. So it's untelling what it looks like. But yeah, this is the biggest maintenance thing for goats, is fixing the fence. And occasionally one will get sick and you'll have to, like, I don't know, figure out what's wrong with it. They get sick pretty often, but We're gonna talk about that later in the video. We got a weird looking situation right here. And it's where like this bottom strand, if you can see it, we got top strand, middle strand, bottom strand, completely limp on the bottom. But the weird thing is like, it's still connected there, still connected here. And I'm not really sure at all why it's so limp. See, even above it, super tight. I just can't really figure out what's going on, and I don't really know why. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just wrap it around this a few more times, but I'd like to figure out what's really went wrong. I'm running out of breath. This is crazy. I don't know. I've walked the whole fence. I've not figured out anything loose. Unless the wire just stretched, and I don't really think that happens. Steve heard an unfamiliar noise on the west wing of the goat lot, and he decided he'd come check me out. It's okay, Steve, bro. I was just petting you 3 minutes ago. It's okay. Just chill. This is the part of the goat fence that y'all literally never see. Let me show you. So you always see up there in the field because it's easier to go to, and that's where I always feed them. But y'all never actually see all of these trees. Like, as far as you can see, that's as far as they can go. They can go way out there. Isn't that right, Steve Nash? Isn't that right? As for this one, it's loose, but I'm just gonna bring it around, wrap it around the insulator one more time, and that should take up a lot of the slack. If you guys are watching this video on the day that I posted it, our Cyber Monday sale is actually still going on at KendallGray1.com/shop or first link in the description. Here's just a few of the things that are on sale, and then here's a few more of the things that are on sale. There's a lot of things on sale, and also the KG pocket knives and KG hoodies are restocked, so if you want some of those, first link in the description, go check them out. Today's the last day to get them on sale. Okay guys, so I know what you're here for. What happened to Chad? But before I tell you that, let me tell you what happened to Kobe. And before I tell you that, let's start off with who all the goats are and the family tree, just in case you're confused. Because it's very easily confused, and there's a lot of them. We started off with 2 goats, Chip and Tater. Tater was Chip's mom. They were both bred whenever we got them, so a few months later, Chip had 2 goats. One of them was dead before he came out. The other one is Pepperoni. Tater also had 2. Their names are 9mm and Tater Jr. Now, a month or 2 before the young ones were born, we actually got one named Chad. He's the funky looking unicorn one with the weird looking horns. And then a few weeks after the little ones was born, we got another boy called Kobe. He was supposed to be our stud goat. He was going to be the dad. And then we obviously got Steve. Now, Steve's the guard dog. He's a good boy sometimes. Now, let's go on. Let me tell you what happened to Kobe. Kobe's death date is today. But the weirdest part is that, did Kobe die or was Kobe killed? Because he was. So what killed Kobe? It's hard to believe, but it was Steve. They were literally best friends. Literally best friends. And Steve killed him. Why did you do that, Steve? By the way, there is Kobe. Or at least what's left of him. So how did Steve kill him? Did he try to eat him? Well, apparently parts of him. I came out here this morning and I saw a big black thing laying in the field and Steve hovering over him. I was thinking either a goat died or maybe Steve killed a full black coyote. And it wasn't. It was a goat. It was Kobe. Steve had gotten so excited, apparently, that he chewed Kobe's horns right off his head. What are you doing? He chewed his horns off his head and killed him. Because, like, you don't know, their horns have a lot of blood vessels in them. It helps regulate body temperature. You can dehorn a goat and they'll be okay, but you can't just, like, rip them off like Steve did and chew them off. I'm just as confused as you are. Why in the world did Steve think he could just chew its horns off? I don't know. What is wrong with you, dude? What is wrong with you? You literally have Kobe's blood all over your face, weirdo. It is a well-known fact that Steve likes to play and Steve likes to play rough. About a month ago, we got a duck named Waddles, okay? Y'all never saw him on camera because Steve killed him within like 10 hours. And they were best friends. He loved the duck and he plays too rough and he killed it. It's crazy. Steve don't know how to play. When he'd put you in a cage with bulls and let you play with them, they'll jack your jaw suck. But now, with Kobe gone, his horns are gone. The only stud goat we have left is Pepperoni. And you may be saying, wait a minute, what about Chad? Alright, let me tell you. I didn't want to tell you guys because it was really kind of sad. So what happened to Chad the Nomad? Well, the last thing y'all remember is, well, if you watched the last video he was in, the last thing you remember, we actually took him away to an area a few miles away, him and Pepperoni both, so that they could eat the weeds and maybe clear it up to fish in. It was around a pond. Well, Chad kept getting out. Like, literally, he was an escape artist. He'd get out every hour on the hour. We chased him down the interstate. It was crazy. But finally, we got him. We put him up. We fixed all the holes. Everything was good. Until about a week later, and we got news that Chad is laying there on the ground, twitching, completely unresponsive. So obviously I went down there. I didn't take the camera because it was pretty crazy. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I went down there. It was too late to do anything. We really don't have a clue exactly what happened. But what I do know is that he was laying on the ground. His leg was constantly twitching like this. And his head was completely not moving. His eyes wasn't blinking. You could poke him and nothing would happen, but his leg just kept kicking like that. It was the weirdest thing ever, guys. It's really brutal, like nature's weird. And the only thing that we could come up with was that it was probably a snake bite because his entire head shut down, but the rest of his body was still alive. It wasn't his horn. You may think that maybe his horn curved around and went in his head. It wasn't, because we actually cut it a long time before that happened. So it wasn't his horn. There's nothing else that could have just shut down his head unless he like just straight up, I don't know. I've only had them since January, and I've already had 4 of them die, and I've only got 4 left. So literally half the herd has died. And there's nothing I could have done to really any of them. Goats just die a lot. They die often. They're really fragile animals. But that is part of being an animal that can have multiple kids a year and have kids whenever they're only 4 months old. So they reproduce fast, and they die fast. Kind of like rabbits. But yeah, we got a small herd left, and that's really all we got. Right, so we got Pepperoni. He's the last boy that we got. Then we have 9mm. She's got the white on her. I don't think she's old enough to be bred yet. Then behind her, we got Tater Jr. Then right there we have Chip. Now Chip's been here the longest. She's been here from the start, and she's actually the only one that's been here from the start. She's actually bred, so there's a good chance she has 2 or 3 of them inside of her. I'm not exactly sure when she'll have them. Maybe 2 months, 3 months. I'm not even sure, honestly. And then we got Steve. I don't even know what to think about you anymore, bub. You kind of don't have much of a brain, do you? It's okay, I guess. Maybe I just need to get him a girlfriend or something. That way they can fight each other instead of playing too rough with the goat. Also, I came out here and mowed this. I don't know if you noticed that. I mowed this so that it's all short and everything, so better grass will grow up, but obviously not really gonna matter. There's only four mouths to feed now. I don't know, maybe Steve was just wanting to lower my feed cost. Is that what you was doing? Did you have a plan? Was you trying to lower my feed cost? But I'll be honest, bro, don't really appreciate it. As for the chickens and guineas, they're all doing okay. I mean, there was a red fox trying to attack them like 2 days ago. Steve did scare it off, so that's a good thing. And yeah, I mean, that's just how it is, guys. It's really weird. Hard to explain.